I'm going to be talking about some pros and cons of Jacksonville, Florida today. It's beautiful and sunny today here in Jacksonville. And some of the pros of living in Jacksonville, number one, as you can see, is the beautiful weather. It's the middle of November, and this weather is simply amazing. It's probably about 75 degrees today. You can be out in shorts, tank tops. The weather is just amazing. In the morning, you can get out there for a nice walk, bike ride, jog. The weather is cool. And it's the beginning, middle of November, getting ready to hit December soon. So Jacksonville's weather is amazing. Year round, the weather is tremendous. Even when it gets cold, like it really doesn't get cold compared to up north and other parts of the country. It may get cold in the morning a lot of times, but by midday you're pulling off your coat or whatever it is. So the weather here in Jacksonville is amazing. Now it can be a little humid for some folks who come from different parts of the country, but generally the weather, of course in the summer it's going to get hot, but I just love the weather here in Jacksonville, Florida. So if you're looking for sunshine, we call Florida the Sunshine State, but Jacksonville has amazing weather, and it's one of the main reasons why me and my family moved to Jacksonville, and the weather is just amazing. Number two, there's a lot of parks here in Jacksonville, a lot of recreational parks. You're gonna see tons of parks in all parts of the city. Jacksonville is very, very spread out land mass, and so that means there's a lot of parks. There's a lot of things that outdoors. You're riding your bike. A lot of fishing, a lot of boating, a lot of jet skiing. A lot of good parks out here in Jacksonville, Florida. And again, in all sides of town, you can find a good fishing hole. On the north side, you can find some on the west side, south side, you name it. Near the airport, there's all, great fishing, nice parks, a lot of recreational parks. If your kids are into sports or anything like that, there's always a soccer field, baseball field, football field somewhere here in Florida. So that's something really to look forward to. They even have some city parks downtown there in Hemming Plaza, a very historic park there. You got parks there in Riverside, so you have some urban type parks. But Jacksonville, like I said, has tons of parks all over. So that's really a good thing to get your exercise on and just to enjoy the outdoors. So that's really good. And then also another pro about Jacksonville is we have a professional football team, the Jacksonville Jaguars, and we also have a lot of semi-pro teams. So baseball, semi-pro football, hockey. So there's a lot of different sporting events. So what that means for the city, there's always something to kind of do sports related for your kids or something to get involved in. A lot of events with a lot of the athletes will do special programs in the city to give back to the city. These professional teams, a lot of giveaways, tons of fun stuff, a lot of entertainment, and so that's pretty cool. And then it just also adds to the economy as well, with these different sporting events. And as a lot of you all know, the Jaguars are planning on building up the downtown, of course, with the city. The owner of the Jaguars is planning on building up downtown along with the city down there. So you're going to see a lot of good growth down there. And when you have a professional team, whether you're in sports or not, it does add to the economy. And then the Jaguars do give back to the city and to the residents of the city in a lot of great ways. So it's pretty cool. It's really nice to have that opportunity in the city. It adds a buzz to the city, especially when the Jags are doing good, right? So That's another pro about the city. Uh, Again, I think what is also really nice about Jacksonville is the beaches. Um, Now, there's tons of beaches here in Jacksonville. Jax Beach, of course, is the most popular. Ponte Vedra Beach, Atlantic Beach, Neptune Beach, Mayport, they have a beach over there, so it's just a lot of beaches here in Jacksonville. A lot of fun stuff to do down there, a lot of restaurants, eateries, um, you know, just a lot of different shops, local uh, ice cream parlors, Italian icy places, just a lot of things. Bike shops, little motorcycle shops, so the beach is really a draw to the Jacksonville area. Is really a draw. Most of the time when people come to visit Jacksonville, they want to go to the beach, and so I highly recommend going to visit the beach down there. It's very exciting, always something to do. You'll see some fireworks shows, just a lot of different people down there. They have a lot of musical events down there, a lot of free movies down at the beach, hotels, you can, a lot of walking. I know a lot of friends and family that I know, they like to go down there and jog, walk. It's just so much to do down there at the beach. And so that's really something that draws a lot of people to Jacksonville, Florida. So you do have access to the beach, so that's really cool. And I know a lot of people, they like the beach. And so that's something to really look forward to. There's always something to do here in Jacksonville with the beach, because for the most part, you can take the kids down there. Any type of holidays or anything, it's packed down there. But it's a really great place to be. It's very clean, well taken care of. So definitely highly recommend that down that way. Okay, and then so another pro about Jacksonville, which I think may go overlooked a little bit, but it's really close to some major other Florida cities. Orlando is really about 2.5 hours away. So Disney World, that's not too far. You got Daytona Beach, world famous Daytona Beach. That's only like an hour and a half maybe away. So you have these major cities here in Florida. I mean, Tampa is maybe 3.5 hours away. Miami's literally only about 5.5 hours away, so that's not too far. You're really close to Atlanta as well, Atlanta, Georgia, maybe about 5 hours. You're close. Jacksonville's close to the Georgia line. So these are things that really enhance the city, and just you can reach out, go to other areas, major metropolitan areas that are not really that far. Okay, so continuing with the pros, another thing is about Jacksonville. It's large mass, land mass, but it kind of gives you that small town feel. It's not like a major city mecca that you would think, but it's more or less like a, it is a city now. Don't get it mixed up, but it gives you that small town feel. It's a small southern, large mass type city, but it gives you that kind of family community type feel, which is cool. If you have kids, really big into family, like I am, I think that's really cool. So it does give you that feel, and I know a lot of people sometimes are looking for that. So that's pretty cool, about the city. And there's always something to do for the families as well. There's always something, because it's another key thing. It's a military town, so they always have something for military families. They always have events going on for kids. The museums downtown, the Mosh Museum of Science and History down there, and just different things downtown with the military. There's always something going on. Jacksonville also has a ton of civic events going on. There's a ton of churches, so there's a lot of things going on with the churches. A lot of free giveaways They have a lot of things for the less fortunate in this city. Jacksonville is really a type of city that they give back a lot. You see that they, a lot of people reach out and help. So it's the type of city that you can get help. And with that being said, it's a very affordable city. It's another con. And what I mean by that is, compared to major cities, man, when you come to Jacksonville, the cost of living is very, very good. The probably about the average home here is probably around 260, 250 or so, around there. But there's homes that are very affordable. They have a lot of first-time home buyer homes, but it's an affordable city. The costs are not that bad here at all. So, that's really something that, I like, with having a family, the things, it's affordable. And so I'm going to do a video on that. So please be sure to subscribe and like, my channel. But I want to do a video on that, the cost of living, and get into more specifics of that. You don't have no state income tax or anything like that. But generally the housing, the rents and things of this nature are very, very affordable. And then, with it being so nice, you don't have to worry about heating as much. You can open up those windows and you can just let fresh air come in. So it is a very affordable city, and that's something that's key. Another pro that I like to share with you is that there's a lot of colleges here, a lot of good colleges and universities and community colleges that put on a lot of different fun events in the city. I know FSCJ, they have an artist series. They sometimes bring Broadway shows, here, and do different musicals and things. And so that's really cool, with the different colleges and universities. You got University of North Florida, Jacksonville University, the community college, there's different, Edward Waters College, a lot of good colleges here. Not mentioning them all, but it's a great place for education, college education, so that's cool. And then also another pro about the city is there's a lot of good cultural events that go on in the city. It is a very diverse city. So there's something for everyone here. In one of the events that I like, they put on, they do the World of Nations, which is downtown. They do that probably like in May, but everybody from every walk you can name, every country, they have something going on. You can taste their foods, their drinks, their different culture, their clothing. They usually have like dance offs. They show off their art, so that's really cool in Jacksonville. So it just kind of just shows you just how culturally diverse this city is. So those are some of the pros there. And so some of the cons here in Jacksonville, just to pay attention to. So with it being warm in a warm city, you're gonna deal with some bugs. You're gonna deal with ant beds. You're gonna sometimes deal with roaches and things of this nature. If you live near water, sometimes snakes and things of that nature. So you just be ready. Just know that you're in Florida, so you're gonna deal with some type of insects and things of that nature. So that's just one of the cons that you need to pay attention to. I know when me and my wife, we and family, we moved into a house, our new home. We didn't know it had termites in it, so we didn't even get a termite inspection. So we found out that they had those showings of termites and stuff, so we had to get a termite bond. So just little things like that. The house had sat for a little while, so just little things like that. Nothing major, but it's just something to just pay attention in this type of climate, warm southern climate. You're going to deal with insects and bugs, so that's a con. Another con is the transportation system. The transportation system is not that good, and what I mean by that is, they're courteous. The customer service is amazing, But by Jacksonville being so spread out, it's just hard to get places on time. You have long delays and things of this nature. We don't have no really strong like subway system or anything like that. The bus system, like I said, is okay, but it makes sense. If you're coming to Jacksonville, I would highly recommend either you or a family member have a car. If you have teenagers, make sure as soon as they can, they get their license, because it's such a spread out city and you don't want to be dependent on, public transportation here in Jacksonville. Now, so that's just something to pay attention to. Now, when they have sporting events and major events downtown, they will open up things downtown, and the buses and stuff will run a little bit better. But generally, the transit system is not the best. So, that's just something to pay attention to, when you're coming to Jacksonville. Another con, now I mentioned to you before that it's a kind of small town feel, but again, it is a city. You have to deal with the element of crime. It's nothing to be too alarmed about, but Jacksonville does have its share of crime, and so you just want to just pay attention to that. And if you're living in Jacksonville, I would say just be aware of your surroundings, which is key. And just know that crime does exist, and it happens all over Jacksonville. There's no really certain particular bad areas. I'm going to do a video on that, on some of the areas that kind of you maybe want to stay away from a little bit, as far as crime. But it's just something to pay attention to and be aware of that. So that is a con. What I can say is the police is doing a better job of working on that, paying attention to that. And, we as citizens, we all, in a city like Jacksonville, with it being so spread out, we look out for our neighbors, and keep our eyes and ears open to help, to combat that situation. So that is something to just pay attention to. Another con in Jacksonville, the job market is not as strong maybe as in other major cities. Now, you can find a job here in Jacksonville, don't get me wrong. If you truly want to work, you will find opportunities, but the job market is not the best. The unemployment is kind of high here in Jacksonville, but there is plenty of opportunities if you're willing to work. So that is just something that the city is working on to get better, right? But you just got to know that when you come here, you may not get the perfect job that you want at first, but look around, seek, find, and you will find something. So that's just something to pay attention to. I know a lot of people moving to different cities, moving to Jacksonville, and you want